Can y'all believe that it is already almost 2023? This year has flown by. But you know what? It's time to have a New Year's Eve party, y'all, so let's make some snacks. We are going to start out with bacon wrapped asparagus. So what you're going to want to do for this one is go ahead and get your oven preheated to 400. And we're going to take, this is just a regular size pack of bacon. It's not like one of the big packs, just a regular old size pack of bacon. And we're going to cut it in half because you're only going to need half a piece of bacon to make these. So go ahead and open up your can of asparagus and make sure you drain it, y'all. And if you want to use fresh asparagus, you can. I didn't have fresh asparagus, but I had some in the can, so that's what I'm using. It works either way. Either way will work. What you're going to want to do is take one little piece of bacon and you're going to pick up a little bundle of asparagus. And I usually use 4 or 5 little spears of asparagus, just depending on how big your spears are or how many bundles you want. So I just go ahead and wrap my bacon just like that, and make sure that you wrap it at an angle like that, because if you wrap it on top of itself, the bacon is not going to get cooked. The underneath parts won't cook. Your outside will be cooked and then your inside will still be chewy, and I don't like chewy bacon, y'all. But just go ahead and you'll do the same thing if you have fresh asparagus. It's the same exact thing. You just want to make sure if you use fresh asparagus, of course, pop the woody ends off of it and then just make sure that it cooks all the way through, or to however you like yours cooked. So once we get all of our little asparagus wrapped up, we're going to go ahead and just put some Italian dressing over the top. And I just make sure that I give it a good coat of that Italian dressing, because this is the seasoning that you put on there. This is your flavor right here. I mean, in addition to the bacon, of course. So just make sure that you get it, good and coated on there. And I use this pan with the wire rack, and that way my asparagus bundles are not sitting in bacon grease. So if you have a wire, like a wire rack or a cooling rack or anything like that with holes in it, use that so that, that grease will drip down through there and you won't just have your stuff sitting in it. So you're going to pop these in the oven for about 30 minutes. Then you're going to need to take them out and flip them over, because they look real good and done on this side, but look, when you flip them over, it's not cooked on the other side. So we got to make sure we cook both sides. So flip them on over, and then you're going to just make sure that you put more Italian dressing on the back side. And then we're going to pop these back in the oven for another 30 minutes, and that's it. These are so good, y'all. And, so many people I hear, they're like, I don't like asparagus. Well, I didn't like asparagus either till I was in my 30s. I hated it. But one day, my brother actually made this particular recipe, and I tasted it, and I have loved it ever since. So next up, we are going to make some mini cheese balls. And I'm going to go ahead and get some green onion chopped up, because we're going to need that for the next 3 recipes. So you're just going to get your softened cream cheese. Now, like I told y'all before, if you don't have time to sit your cream cheese out, or if you forget to sit your cream cheese out to let it soften, when your oven is preheating, or when you got something else cooking in there or whatever, sit your cream cheese on top of your stove, and it'll warm up. Your stove gets warm when your oven's on, of course, so it'll go ahead and it'll soften up your cream cheese for you. So to our bowl, we're going to add 2 blocks of softened cream cheese. And y'all know I don't measure a whole lot, so I'll put y'all some measurements down there in the description box. Excuse me. So what we're going to add to this, our seasoning, is going to be some ranch seasoning. Now, what you can use is just a packet of the ranch seasoning. I don't use the packets. I use these big containers, so I just kind of sprinkled it on there till it looked right for me. And then you're going to add you a little handful of cheese, or however much cheese you want, and drop it on your counter, whatever. And then you're going to add, I added a little bit of green onion. You don't have to add green onion if you don't like it. You could add jalapenos. You can add whatever you want. And then I use some of these real bacon bits. Don't use them nasty, crunchy imitation bacon bits, y'all. Use the real bacon bits. Or if you have time or you want to, cook you up some bacon and you can crumble some real bacon in there. Either way, it's going to be good. So I had the bright idea to get this out and use my hand mixer, and all it did was the cream cheese just climbed up the darn mixer, y'all. But it worked out. It worked out anyway. I made it work. And then you're just going to set that in the refrigerator for about 30-45 minutes and let it cool down so you'll actually be able to fool with it. Because if you do it straight after you mix it all up when that cream cheese is kind of warm, this is not going to work. You are going to make a mess. So just let it sit in the refrigerator and cool down for just a few minutes, 30-45 minutes while you're doing something else. And then you're going to take it out, take your little cookie scoop or just a little measuring spoon, whatever you got, and roll these into balls. And you see that I did not wash my hands because I was just fixing to get them messy again. And it's the same thing. So I just had some bacon. Look how good that looks. Yummy. And then I had some of that green onion. And then I had some everything but the bagel seasoning. And y'all, let me tell you, if you've never tried everything but the bagel seasoning, you need to. I know it was a lot of big hype around it. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. But it really is good on stuff like this. I mean, it's good anyway. It really is worth the hype, y'all. But anyway, I just rolled my little cheese balls into the 3 different things I had. And then I took these little thin pretzels and I just poked right down into the cheese balls. And that way, when you serve these, everybody ain't going to be putting their hands all over everything. They can just pick it right up by the pretzel and just eat it. And then you can serve it with some wheat thins or crackers or whatever. All right, and next up, we're going to be making some loaded tater tot cups. Now, y'all, I don't know if these are the names for any of these things, so don't try to look it up by what I'm telling you. But that's just what it looks like to me, so that's what I'm calling it. So what you're going to do, on this one, you're going to need your oven preheated to 450. And your tater tots need to be thawed out. So again, if you're like with the cream cheese, if you didn't have time to thaw them out or you forgot or whatever, just sit them on. I sat them right on that paper plate and sat them right on top of the stove while my asparagus was in there cooking, and it, thawed them right on out. And I started out, I'd gotten enough out to put 5 in each cup, but when I started putting 5 in there, I was like, that looks like an awful lot, which, y'all, hindsight, 5 would have still been fine. So you're going to bake those in the oven for 10 minutes, and then you're going to take them out. This is after I took them out. And they're going to be real soft, and you're going to take a shot glass or something that size, and you're going to poke down in there and make a little, so they'll make a cup. Then you're going to pop them back in the oven for another 15 minutes. And when they come out, they are super crispy and crunchy. And I did add a little tiny bit of salt, y'all. Not a whole lot, but just a tiny bit before I popped them in the oven that second time. So now you're just going to put whatever little filling you want in there. I put some cheese and some bacon bits. Again, you don't have to put the bacon. You don't have to put whatever. You can put extra stuff if you want to. So you're going to pop them back in, let them cook 5 minutes till that cheese melts, and that's it. Bring them out and put whatever toppings you want on there. I just sprinkled a little green onion on there because, honey, if I can get a green onion on something, I'm going to put it on there. But you can put some sour cream or anything on these, y'all. They're really good, and they're so easy to make. All right, so our last little appetizer we're going to do are these loaded biscuit cups. Now, you're going to need your oven heated to 400 for this one. And then we're going to take a package of softened cream cheese. And then we're going to take a little handful of shredded cheese. And this is just sharp cheddar. You can use mild cheddar, whatever kind of cheese you got. And then I just dumped the rest of that little bag of bacon bits in there. And look, I wasn't going to make that hand mixer mistake again, y'all. So I just stirred it on up with my little spoon there. And then you're going to get it real good and mixed up. And then just set it over to the side. And then we're going to take a mini muffin cup. A mini muffin pan. How about that? And then I wasn't sure how many it was going to make. So I just sprayed a whole bunch of them. But it ended up making, I don't even remember, 15 of them, I think. So you're going to take a can of biscuits, and it needs to be the flaky layer biscuits. Because look, I'm pulling them apart. So each biscuit made 3 cups. And this is just one of those little tiny packs of 5 biscuits, y'all. So it makes a lot. So don't go out and buy a ton, because you're going to have plenty. I'm trust me. So I started out using the spoon to push, to make my little cups, but the spoon kept sticking. So I just went ahead and used my fingers and just shaped them down in there. It's nothing but my family eating these, so if I pick and prod around in them, they don't care. So you're just going to take your little cream cheese mixture, and you're going to go ahead and just fill your little cups up. And you can see that it does overfill them, but that's okay because it's not like it's not going to go everywhere, y'all. And then I had some that didn't quite have enough, so I just picked off some and added it to make sure I had enough to go around. Then you're just going to pop those into the oven for about 12 minutes, and that's what they look like when they come out. These are real soft and just ooey and gooey with all that cheese and stuff. You could add green onion to the middle of those. You can add jalapenos in there, whatever you want. But I just wanted to show y'all right here. Look, the biscuit is cooked all the way through, and it's just super cheesy. Look at that. It's so good. I'm not going to tell y'all what happened to that one. It just disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. But this is it. This is my little tray my daughter got me for Christmas. I was so excited. And I just put all my little appetizers right here on my tray. I got all my little cheese balls, the bacon wrapped asparagus, our little tater tot cups, and our little biscuit cups, y'all. And these are just so neat. They're a little bit different, but they're perfect for New Year's Eve. They're perfect for football games. It's perfect little bite-sized things for any time you need just some little appetizers or little snacks. Now look, y'all, try these out, and I hope y'all have a very happy and safe New Year's Eve.